Roman Reigns' spectacular WWE career reaches a watershed moment in 2025. His supremacy as the Bloodline's tribal chief has captured wrestling fans with his power, narrative abilities, and charisma. After a historic title reign in this generation extending over 1,300 days, he may be looking for new opportunity to conquer as the WWE Universe considers the milestones he could reach, further cementing his legacy. Reigns possesses the ability to develop while keeping loyal to his roots, and this year might be a year of remarkable firsts in his WWE career, confirming his legacy as one of the most distinguished trailblazers in sports entertainment. With 2025 still ahead, the prospects for the Bloodline's ATC are exciting. With that said, here are 7 possible firsts for Roman Reigns, redefining his already outstanding career. Roman Reigns winning his first King of the Ring will be a significant addition to his list of accomplishments. According to speculations, WWE will discontinue it this year and replace it with Night of Champions. Nonetheless, if the renowned promotion goes ahead with it and Reigns competes in the aforementioned tournament, he has a great chance of winning given his tactical brilliance and supremacy. Roman Reigns could challenge for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship this year. One may argue that he had already won it in 2015, but it was officially recognized as the WWE Championship under the promotion's current name. The new title, launched in 2023, represents the belt that the OTC has yet to acquire and is now wrapped around Jey Uso's waist. Given how dynamic WWE's current situation is, it is possible that Reigns will land a high-profile match against the Yeet Master. Furthermore, it will be interesting to see how they interact now that the tables have turned. Roman Reigns becoming Mr. Money in the Bank at this year's titular PLE will undoubtedly be a hot subject among wrestling fans all over. Securing the deal brings him one step closer to a possible championship run, not to mention taking his story to the next level. OTC fans are familiar with his proclivity for pursuing titles directly, but the briefcase, if he participates and wins, will undoubtedly suit his shrewd demeanor and allow him to strike when the perfect moment arises. Paul Heyman's treachery on Night 1 of WrestleMania stunned wrestling fans. Roman Reigns and CM Punk appear to be forming an alliance. With the way things are going, Reigns and Punk will almost certainly form an in-ring collaboration. Neither the former nor the latter can overcome the newly established faction of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman alone, as evidenced by their recent clash on Raw. A matchup between the OTC and the Second City Saint would be intriguing, and if they do eventually get along, the two superstars may put WWE's tag team division on notice, particularly the current title holders, the Street Profits and the New Day. However, Triple H to pair Bronson Reed with debuting WWE star and Roman Reigns' new partner. 5 teams can meet Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Backlash. The coalition of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, and Braun Breaker in WWE will be lethal. It includes a cunning wise man, a cunning visionary, and a monster named Braun Breaker. The WWE roster will need some time to overcome the strength of these 3 guys. Over the last 2 weeks, the trio has defeated Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Sami Zayn. With WWE Backlash approaching, it is unclear who Rollins and Breaker will fight at the premium event or whether they will be in St. Louis. On that point, we look at 5 teams capable of defeating Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at WWE Backlash. The first pairing that comes to mind is Roman Reigns and CM Punk. Despite their significant differences, the two can work together on one night to defeat Rollins and Breaker. On Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania 41, the Visionary defeated both Reigns and Punk, as well as Braun Breaker. This week on Raw, Sami Zayn was the victim. As a result, on tomorrow's episode of Raw, Reigns and Punk can team up to assault Seth Rollins and Breaker. Adam Pearce can then announce the tag team match at Backlash. Rollins and the unpredictable badass assaulted Sami Zayn last week on Raw. It appeared that the honorary use would be out of operation for the next few weeks. However, Zayn may appear on tomorrow night's episode of Raw, to exact revenge on the couple. He can bring Jimmy Uso with him because the two were part of the OG bloodline. Sami and Jimmy Uso can face Rollins and Breakker in a tag team battle at Backlash. If Roman Reigns does not appear on Raw tomorrow night, Cody Rhodes can step in to save CM Punk. Punk may come alone to take out Rollins and Breakker, and if approached, the two may fight him. Cody Rhodes can then emerge to help his friend CM Punk. Rhodes and Punk can then form an alliance to face the Visionary and Young Steiner on Raw. Cody Rhodes hasn't been in WWE since losing the Undisputed Championship to John Cena at WrestleMania 41. Because Orton will face Cena for the title at Backlash, Rhodes and Punk may team up to face Rollins and company. Karrion Kross has recently caught AJ Styles' attention, and who knows, the Phenomenal One might turn heel again and join Kross. The two can team up on Raw and challenge Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker to a match at Backlash. This would also be an excellent occasion for Kross to demonstrate his mettle. Despite appearing on the shows, he has not been able to compete in his matches. His most recent encounter was against Styles on the April 14 edition of Raw, and the fans actually loved his work. As a result, on this week's episode of Raw, Styles and Kross can team up to fight the Visionary and the Badass. Bronson Reed hasn't appeared in WWE since Survivor Series War Games last year. He had been nursing a broken ankle and had surgery recently. The 330-pound powerhouse might make a comeback as a face on Monday Night Raw, facing up against his former foe Seth Rollins. Along with Reed, viewers might see Jeff Cobb, a former NJPW standout, make his WWE debut as a face as Reed's partner. The 42-year-old star quit NJPW last month and is most likely heading to WWE. Fightful Select just revealed that Cobb had inked a good deal with the Stanford-based promotion. It remains to be seen whether Triple H will bring out Jeff Cobb on this week's episode of Raw. However, what happened between Miesha Tate and Ronda Rousey? History of the rivalry as Cupcake seeks to avenge her losses. Miesha Tate is preparing to make her long-awaited comeback to the octagon. The former USC Women's Bantamweight Champion will face Yana Santos at the USC Des Moines event on May 3, 2025, at the Wells Fargo Arena in Des Moines, Iowa. Tate discussed her rivalry with former USC Women's Bantamweight Champion Ronda Rousey prior to the match. Cupcake recently hinted that she is looking to avenge her two losses to Rousey, although in an indirect manner. The seasoned American fighter stated that she intends to do it by challenging and defeating someone Rowdy is extremely familiar with. Ronda Rousey defeated Miesha Tate via first-round submission to earn the new Strikeforce Women's Bantamweight Champion in March 2012. Rousey later won the inaugural USC Women's Bantamweight Championship after the USC acquired Strikeforce. Tate was called in by the USC to replace an injured Kat Zingano as a rival coach for Rousey on Season 18 of The Ultimate Fighter. Following that, the arch-rivals fought again for Rousey's USC Bantamweight title at UFC 168 in December 2013. Tate was stopped again, this time with a third-round submission. Rousey eventually lost her USC belt to Holly Holm via knockout in 2015, and she was knocked out again by Amanda Nunes in 2016. She moved into professional wrestling as a WWE superstar before leaving the company. In 2024, Rousey claimed that she had stopped fighting in MMA owing to concussion difficulties and was unlikely to return to the sport or wrestle again. Tate recently addressed their rivalry in an interview with MMA Fighting ahead of her forthcoming battle. She stated that she hopes to defeat Yana Santos at USC Des Moines and then compete for the USC Bantamweight title. Juliana Pena, Tate's buddy, currently holds the USC Women's Bantamweight belt. Pena will defend her championship against Rousey's former roommate and fellow judoka, Kayla Harrison, at UFC 316 on June 7, 2025. Tate stated that, because a trilogy battle versus Rousey is impossible, she would like to revenge her losses by defeating Harrison. She remarked, "Kayla is a highly respected judoka. She has extremely similar qualifications to Ronda, And indeed, she is her own fighter. She is her own person, so it wouldn't be as pleasant or gratifying as Ronda's 2 losses. However, it would be an excellent second. And I take that. And I would be proud of people saying, you know what? I think Meisha was correct. She was able to back up her claims, she learned a lot about judo, and she defeated Kayla Harrison. And if they ever had a third fight, she probably beat Ronda too. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Lima, and I hope your day is going well. If you appreciate the video, please subscribe to the channel.